What's up, everybody? It's your boy AD, and I'm here to do yesterday's SmackDown review. And this is for February 10th, 2023. The headline for the night was Madcap Moss earns the Intercontinental title matchup against Gunther. What a surprising little end to that, right? What a little surprising end to that Fatal 4-Way. But we're going to talk about that soon. This episode this episode was okay. I mean, the storyline moments, I guess, were like the best parts, but a lot of the matches to me were just really kind of boring and predictable. But let's get into it, man, because I got some stuff to say. So the show started off with Sami Zayn planting the seeds of doubt and Paul Heyman. So that's all what he's been trying to do since Sami didn't turn, which I already told y'all that's what he is. I told y'all that he was never really with the group. It's common damn sense. But now he's trying to manipulate everybody else to turn on Roman so he can act like everybody is behind him. Like I said, how strange the same group that you was fighting so-called so hard for to be on is now the same group you're trying to break apart. If that ain't proof of what I've been saying. But you know, the crowd still chants his name. Like they don't give a damn. They just want somebody to take that title from Roman. This crowd just don't want it. What the truth is they just don't like Roman Reigns. That's the only reason why they cheering Sami. They just like get rid of his belt. We hate him. Yeah, go Sami. We don't care if you're on some snake stuff and doing some wrong stuff. We don't care. Just go. Knowing damn well if he had the title, he would be boring as hell. I mean, even the way he acts, he still seems like a comical character that you can't really take seriously. Sami Zayn barely won any of his goddamn matches, and I don't know how long. He couldn't even beat Johnny Knoxville. He's running around with this hoodie on as if that's supposed to make him seem like some tough guy. That just shows you right there his character is not that good. Why they gotta just give him a hoodie? Yeah, that'll make him look mysterious. Come on now. A black hoodie that he's been wearing for like the past 2 or 3 weeks. Come on now. Come on now. And all he's trying to do is just spook Paul. That's it. He's just trying to spook him into thinking that, oh, you're on the wrong side because we're going to kick Roman's ass and I'm going to take the belt. And honestly, it just feels like the Kevin Owens shit. Kind of like with Kevin Owens that made you think. Like, they do this all the time. They did it with Drew McIntyre. The only one I'm taking seriously is Cody Rhodes. Cause even with all of this BS story behind it, I still don't think Sami is gonna win. But to just make him get away with so much and give people that impression like he would actually be world champion, like come on, man. Y'all know damn well if Sami Zayn was world champion, y'all know it'll be boring. Y'all know it'll be goofy and boring. And stop trying to act like y'all don't. But yeah, that was pretty much the end of that. Ooh, boo hoo. I'm Sami Zayn. Look at me. I don't come out of the entrance anymore. I come out of the audience. Hey, I'm a scary guy. Look at me. I have a black hoodie on. I'm scary. Goodbye. Then we had a match between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus against Hit Row. And again, pretty predictable and boring. Hit Row is nothing but jobbers now. You know, as soon as this match started, I instantly knew, like, okay, Drew and Sheamus are going to win. Like, come on now, not even a question about it. And then they destroyed them through the whole match, too. They didn't even really get a time to, like, clap back or shine or do anything. They were getting beat up the whole damn match. And they ain't even had B-Fab interfere. I was like, maybe they'll have her interfere. Maybe, something. Nothing. Nope, she ain't do nothing. She just sat there watching her team get their ass beat. You already know they beat their ass. So very predictable and kind of boring. And this match was no better. Then we had Lacey Evans going against Carmen Harris. And Carmen Harris is a jobber, just like Hit Row. Hit Row is jobbers now at this point. They're just jobbers. You didn't even want to give them their full entrance. They're jobbers. Just like this girl. She's a jobber. And this is exactly what happened last week. See, it's hard for me to rate these scores good when they do stuff like this. Last week, Lacey did the same thing. She went against a jobber, won in like 2 minutes in a pretty dominant, weird fashion. Same thing happened this match. Pretty much. How boring and predictable. Nobody even likes Lacey Evans like that, man. And yeah, and I mean the real theme of the night, the real juice was just trying to figure out, was Jey Uso gonna be there? Because again, nobody's seen Jey since Royal Rumble. Still ain't seen him. Don't know if he was gonna be there to help his brother, defend the titles against Ricochet and Braun, which they were supposed to do this night. So that was like the big question. And then Jimmy was calling his phone, checking on him, but he wasn't answering. So it was like kind of wow. This moment was a little wild because it's like, whoa, is he really finna fight them alone? And that's what it was looking like, man. Jimmy came out there by himself, and it looked like he was finna fight them by himself. And I'm just like, whoa, like this is really finna happen. And then next thing you know, Jey Uso pops out of the audience. He pops out of the top of the audience and comes walking down like, yeah. And he had the whole crowd hyped, like everybody was hyped. That probably was the most hyped moment of the show when Jey appeared in the audience, because they really did make it look like Jimmy was going to compete on his own. So this turned out to be pretty good. But at the same time, it's like the question is still in your head, like, well, is Jey still down with the bloodline, or is he, or you just on some other stuff? You know what I'm saying? And that's what it really was, still the question. And they ended up winning the match. It was a pretty good match. And then afterwards, that's when it happened. They did a good job, because time was starting to get a little short, and they did a good job with throwing the moments in, because people want to know. And then like not too long afterwards, they're like, Jimmy's asking him like same thing I was just saying, are you down or what? And then Jey was like, I don't know. and then Jey was like, I don't know. Like what? That was funny though. But he clearly was down with his brother, right? He clearly was with his brother. Clearly he had, damn, look at all this writing. See, this is how you know a lot happened. Look at all of this writing. But yeah, he clearly got his brother back though. But the question of him being cool with Roman, that's not looking good. And especially what happened at the end of this episode. Oh, man, I'm just shaking my head, but I'm gonna explain this very soon. Okay, let me see. Charlotte Flair will beat Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania again. Well, that's what she's saying or whatever. Okay, so that match ain't coming for a while. Well, we need some good build-up matches between y'all two then. Yeah, that was crazy too. I'm looking at the sidelines. My bad if y'all can't see it. Ronda Rousey returned to beat down Shotzi and Natalya with help from Shayna Baszler. So, yeah, Natalya came out, shot a promo. Natalya in these new outfits and hats. This is crazy. Surprised she won that match, too, last week. Natalya was there. Then Shayna came out because she was dissing her. Natalya was calling her like a washed-up Ronda. Then Ronda ends up coming out, and they start jumping. I know Ronda's back, y'all. She's back. Like, damn. Okay, I wasn't expecting her to come back this quick, but Ronda's back, and at first it seemed like she was finna fight Shayna, but she didn't. Her and Shayna joined teams and started jumping Natalya. And then after that, Shotzi ran in to try to save Natalya, and then they just end up jumping Shotzi and beating up Shotzi too, man. This is... Oh, so now we're back down this lane again, huh? We're back down. It was gone for about a month, right? We're back down to Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Bonebreaker Baszler, just destroying people and jumping people again, and always getting the upper hand again. Okay. Then we had a tag match between Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Sonya and Chelsea Green. And this match was just thrown together. More backstage Adam Pearce being mad at Chelsea. Chelsea, who reminds me of like a Eva, but actually I guess gets in matches, I guess. But, this match, y'all should know who won this match. Liv and Raquel won. Raquel is they main one. And Liv was just there just to back Raquel up. You already know. They got Raquel and Liv working together almost like how Braun Strowman and Ricochet are working together. If y'all know this. Yeah, and that's it. They won. Man, it's a lot of things on the side that happen, right? Sami Zayn acknowledges Jey Uso, so that part was crazy at the end. At the end, he ran behind the trucks, acting the street. Here goes Sammy, acting like he's a ghost, popping up out of nowhere, kissing Jay's ass, basically being a manipulator. Yeah, I'll be the nice guy, Jay. I'm your friend, Jay. I'm this. Roman, you better watch him. I know Roman. You better watch Roman. All of this BS, right? And Jay wasn't really saying, because at first Jay was like gone somewhere. Like at first he act like he didn't want to be bothered, but then after a while he started listening to what Sammy was saying, and then at the end, then he wanted to dap up with him. He was like, "Come on, let's fist bump, let's dap up." And then Jay looked around real quick, seeing was anybody else looking, and then he did it. And then I was like, "No!" In my head, I'm like, "No." I'm like, no, because I'm like, this has got to be one of the stupidest plot line break line downs of like so many people are saying this is the best thing that they're doing, which yeah, it kind of is, because ain't nothing else to push down our throats storyline wise. But when it comes to a breakdown of a group, this has got to be one of the dumbest breakdowns I've ever seen in my life, and it's not as good as what people think. If you watch this whole thing from beginning to end and remember everything that happened, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Not remembering what they just want you to remember. Because it's dumb. It's so stupid. Now here it go. Yeah, you're cool, Sammy. I'm going to help my brother. And this frustrates me because a lot of people have been saying this. A lot of people have been saying like, yeah, Sammy's going to break down the bloodline. And they're all just going to switch sides and join Jay and join Sammy. And that's look like what it's doing. And that's exactly what I said what Sammy was doing from the get-go. How the hell were you the good guy, but now you're clearly playing the bad guy? Come on, man. You turned your back on Roman. You didn't want to fight Kevin Owens. What the fuck? What is wrong with this? But again, people are just haters of Roman Reigns. It's facts. I mean, it's okay to dislike a person, but I feel like a lot of people just really just hate that guy and don't like him having these titles. So they feel like Sammy is go. But honestly, I feel like y'all should be backing Cody Rhodes. Like, that's who y'all need to be backing. If y'all want to see Roman lose this title, y'all need to be backing Cody Rhodes. Backing Sami Zayn is not the road y'all want to go down. I'm telling you. I don't care if he break the bloodline up or not. It's just going to be too hard for him as a world champion. I'll put it like this. You seen Roman. He was champion for over 2 years, right? And you see it worked. It took a little time, but it worked. Do you imagine that really happening with Sami Zayn? And the views actually staying as high as what they've been since Roman has? Roman did this through the pandemic. Let's not forget that. But these people like Sami Zayn so much, right? Okay. But anyway, so he dapped him up. Us looking like this is not looking good for Jay and Roman and all over Sami Zayn. Wow. And that's when Paul, too, I'm going to explain the match, but I'm trying to connect the storylines. And then that's when Paul came out and told Jimmy that he doesn't want the Usos at Elimination Chamber next week. And then he mentioned something about, he basically mentioned talking about things that seen on TV can't be seen live, something like that, which gave me the hint that he's probably talking about maybe that they seen what Jay did. Because again, Jay was trying to be secretive. I could tell he ain't want nobody to see him do it though. So it's like Jay is like really in the middle right now, but he's still leaning towards Sammy, which but that's what I think that's what it was hinting to me. And so maybe he's seen that. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. And last but not least, the ending. The main event was Madcap Moss. Even though I felt like that Usos match could have been main event, just to let people know. But this was the main event. Madcap Moss against Rey Mysterio, Karrion Kross, and Santos Escobar in a fatal 4-way match to become the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. So, yes, whoever wins this match gets to go against Gunther for his IC title. And yeah, I mean, I was really thinking Ray was gonna win. I really thought it was gonna be down to Ray and Karrion because they got so much of a feud going on. I really thought that Madcap and Escobar were just kind of like the throw-in pieces to this match. But believe it or not, Madcap actually pulled the victory. Even I was a little shocked at that. I was. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, he had a little promo in the beginning with Emma. It didn't, I mean, they seem like they changed his character a little bit. It seemed like he's acting more of a heel. He was bouncing around that ring like fast as lightning. Like they really be having him run around doing a lot, like kind of in a crazy fashion. And yeah, I thought Ray was gonna win this, man. Ray was getting it in, but nope. No, because we know they going to build up that fight between him and his son for WrestleMania coming soon. We know that fight is coming soon. Indeed. So, yeah, that's the end of that one. Madcap Moss, y'all. I know, Madcap Moss. All right, this episode had some boring spots, but then it had the drama was okay. The surprise win at the end was all right. So I'll give y'all 2.5 out of 5. It could have been better though. You know, some of those matches really were boring and just predictable as hell and just really not really worth time like that. You know, but the last match was good. The Uso match was good. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, everyone. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I will be back. You know, I tried to put in a little bit more detail and effort into this because I know lately I've been kind of going through it and putting a lot of effort into my live streams. And don't forget to check out my final hour live stream of this. I'll be sure to link it in the description box if you want to see my reaction to the final hour. And I hope y'all enjoyed this one. And I will see you guys later. Peace out.